Hi everybody, welcome back on the Strategy Professor. Today we're doing another coaching session for League of Legends, and we're going to be looking at a Silver 4 Taric game. So special thanks to Anna Khaleesi, Reroll, as you might know him as on the channel. So special thanks for that. And yeah, let's go ahead and look at this. You can find a copy of this Google Doc in the description, and you can find the match start time and the post-game timestamps in the description as well. If you would like a coaching session of your own, just email me at thestrategyprofessor@gmail.com and we can set that up. If you want to watch more coaching videos, I have a link for you here in the Google Doc as well. And if you want to see any comprehensive guides that I have, including a Taric guide, then go ahead and click on that link as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and get in here. So we'll look at the op.gg just really quickly. It's a normal game, so I can't see as much of like build order, masteries, runes. It just doesn't reveal that for non-ranked games for some reason. But I can see sort of the overall flow of what's going on, at least a broad overview of it. So I see only 2 control wards and 15 normal wards. You want to make sure that you're buying, aim for 10 control wards per game. That's quite a bit, but just think about every time you back, just buy a control ward or 2, and you'll get to that number. And just always find a place to just put it down, just to get more vision, or if you know someone just dropped a ward, just drop a control ward, kill it, move on. So even if they're going to kill your pink ward eventually, if you just shut them out of that one ward, if you kill a ward, it's going to give you 30 gold. So then it's really only costing you 45 gold. It takes them time to kill it. They have to usually make themselves vulnerable to kill it. And if they don't kill it right away, then it does give you vision for a short period of time. So even if, for example, they just like drop a normal yellow ward somewhere in the middle of the lane, just drop a control ward and kill it. Just do not give them vision. So just think about that. Just try to get as many control wards per game as you can. I know it sounds like it's a lot of gold, 750 gold for 10 control wards over the course of a game, but remember that every time you generate a kill for your team with that, that's 450 gold, including the kill gold, plus the assist gold, plus the map advantage. I mean, you could go get dragons off of that, you could go get towers. It's just huge to generate kills and map advantage. For just spending gold for that. Also, if you save somebody, so if someone backs up and they're safe because the jungler's coming because your control ward spotted them, that saves, that denies, might be a better word, denies 450 gold from the enemy team because they don't get the kill and the assist. Sometimes you get stuff and you don't even realize it because of control wards because you're shutting out vision. So you might get barons because they just don't have vision on it and they're too scared to go check it. Or dragons. So control wards are extremely powerful, and you should be trying to, get as many of them as you can. And the normal wards, you have the Eye of the Oasis. It's just a matter of placing them. Just make sure you always have 3 wards down. A good rule of thumb, if you still have wards in your inventory and you're about to back, just drop some wards, not just like just drop them right at your feet. But just see if there's a place that's like not too far away. It's like maybe just a couple seconds away. Just drop them over a wall, drop them in a bush. Just use your wards every time before you back. Unless you specifically already have really, really good wards and you don't want to replace them. In general, just do not go back to base with any wards left in your Eye of the Oasis. That's a good rule of thumb. And you should be going back every 2 to 3 minutes anyways to grab more wards. Okay, so just step up the warding a little bit. Okay, as far as runes for Taric, I can't see what you're running, but I recommend armor reds, health yellows, CDR blues, and armor quints. Other options, you could run armor yellows. That would be fine. Armor does scale very well with Taric. It's just about as good as HP. It's very, very close. So if you just have armor yellows, that's fine. Those are much cheaper. Blues, CDRs are expensive. They're $820 a piece, so if you don't have enough IP for blue CDRs, you could go with magic resist, you could go with flat AP. Both of those would be pretty good on Taric. Quints, I like the armor. You could also go flat AP if you want bigger heals and shields. That's viable. You could go move speed if you really wanted to. I'd get a couple of move speed quints and an armor quint. There aren't a lot of good options outside of that. I highly recommend armor quints. Those are just very, very good quints in general. I talk about that in my itemization video on the channel. And they just fit Taric very well, and they're relatively cheap for quints. They're about, I think, 1,025 IP, so they're a pretty good bargain. As far as items, you pretty much are getting the items that I recommend. Ardent Censer, Redemption, Knight's Vow, Locket. We'll see how it goes. I think you get Redemption, Ardent Censer, and your Working Locket. That's a pretty good combo. You might want to think about Knight's Vow. We'll see how the game's going. Locket's not exceptional against them because their only AP is Leona. So, and they have someone who could be unavoidable damage if they want to focus you out, like the Zed could just target you. So I think that Knight's Vow would probably be better here instead of Locket, because they don't have a lot of burst damage. I mean, you might want that shield for the Zed, but I still think that Knight's Vow is typically pretty core on Taric. That's a really, really good item on him, so I would probably go Vow here. I guess Warwick does do some magic damage too, but just looking at it, it looks like Vow might be better than Locket here. It might even be better than getting Redemption second, although I don't know. Redemption's very strong. We'll see. And I would run the Windspeaker Mastery. Some people will run Courage of the Colossus. I don't think so. I don't think you're, like, Courage is for quick fights that are going to be over, and you just need that burst of shield for trades. Or good, like, trading patterns in lane. Every 45 seconds you want to go all in, or some summoners, something like that, like on a Leona, that's good. But on someone who has as much healing and shielding as Taric has, you really want Windspeaker, particularly if you're going to go Ardent Censer and Redemption, which is, you know, I recommend going those items. So I would definitely go Windspeaker. So once again, I'm not sure what your masteries are or your runes, but this is just what I think is optimal. Okay. So as far as the game itself, you just want to farm out the lane. You scale a lot harder. You can't really get aggressive with Ezreal early on, typically, unless they really mess up. Leona is very dangerous starting at level 2 on, particularly because of the chain CC with Varus. If Ezreal gets chain CC'd and killed, or you do, several times, you might consider getting a Mikhail's Crucible. It's a very good way to cleanse the CC, but obviously it doesn't have a lot of tanky stats to it. It does give you a lot of plus healing, so it does synergize well with Redemption and Ardent Censer. It's just going to make you a bit squishier as Taric, so you're just going to have to be a bit more careful with how you fight if you end up going that route. But you don't have to do that. You can kind of feel it out and just see if people are dying too much of that chain CC. That might be something you need to do. Remember, it doesn't cleanse Warwick ults, but it will cleanse, because that's a suppression, but it will cleanse Leona and it will cleanse Varus, so it could still be pretty useful. Just watch out for the Leona engages. Make sure you're saving your W for when she does that. Try to stun the Varus. When she does that, just channel your stun and try to hit the Varus with it. And just watch out for Warwick ganks. He's usually not that strong of a ganker. So you need to watch out for the Warwick Dragon Sneak. He can typically do Dragon around level 4. It's hard to ward for that before you get a Sidestone, but it's something that you need to be aware of, just to try to maybe use a yellow ward around there. Just watch out for that. And try to team fight late game. Your team has the superior team fighting. Also, Zed and Quinn, in theory, are better at split pushing than anyone on your team. If Garen gets really fed, he might be better. I don't know. They have buffed Garen pretty recently, but in general, Taric is just a boss at team fighting. He's so strong. You really want to leverage that by team fighting as Taric. He's not that great at skirmishing. He's okay, but he's much better at team fights. Okay, let's go ahead and get in here and see what we're working with. Manual camera, yeah. Fog of War. Oh, you're red side, aren't you? There we go. Fog of War red. Okay, so I'm just going to take some notes here. Then at the end of the video, we'll bring it all together and I'll give you the best tips to help you climb. Alright, so we'll just speed up some parts that are relatively uneventful. Now, I didn't see if y'all missed experience or not. We'll see. So typically you will hit level 2. Where are they? You need to be pinging missing. Now they missed a lot of experience. Okay, it looks like you did miss a little bit because she hit level 2 before you. Did Misfortune like not help Leash at all? Was that what it was? Why is she so far ahead of you experience-wise? Let me see. Oh, she went the quick way. Okay. So you lost. Okay, so you lost 3 minions worth of experience. Okay, so in general, if you didn't know this, like level 2 happens when on the second wave the 3 melee minions die. That's level 2. So she's gonna hit it 1 minion short, 1 minion faster. You're probably about 1 minion away right now. Yeah, there it is. Okay. So yeah, you want to try to fight them when you hit level 2 and they won't. So they were late to lane, so they're going to be pretty far behind on experience. Okay, good. Yeah, y'all are up in experience, so you can probably fight them. Okay. Good. Yeah, you had creep advantage and experience advantage, so you can keep pushing up. For at least a little bit. Okay. Pretty good trading. Whenever you use an ability, auto-attack the wave a couple of times if you can. That actually gives you your cooldowns back faster. Be careful running up for those stuns. Auto-attack the minions, so you get it. Okay, you need to be auto-attacking minions every time you use an ability, so that it gives you cooldowns. Also, don't even try to go up and stun the Sivir if you know her spell shield is up. It's so telegraphed. It's so easy for her to just spell shield. And you're just going to give her mana, which allows her to push harder, so... Okay, so don't try to stun Sivir when her shield's up. You're just going to give her mana. So this is basically just going to be a farm off. I mean, it's going to be virtually impossible to kill them early on. So yeah, okay, you had that warded. That's good. Janna is just... It's really hard to kill things through Janna. Okay, well, if she does that, I guess you can get a kill. No, that's a wasted flash. Not going to happen. Okay, well, she was really far out of position. You need to ping those cooldowns. You need to ping, I think it was... I was busy writing there, but I think it was Janna and Sivir. Yeah. There's Sivir heal and Janna exhaust, and Rek'Sai heal. Or Rek'Sai flash, rather. Janna flash, Sivir heal, Rek'Sai flash. That's what I meant to say. All summoners you need to ping. Sometimes I think it's better to over-ping, honestly. So, you know, even if you're not sure if Sivir flashed there, I would still ping that Sivir flashed. And that way it gets your jungler to come down there and try, like, to do something again. At some point. Obviously, you want to be as honest and accurate as you can, but if you're not sure, just say it. Then they might come down again and try again. What'd you buy? It should be the level 2 gold item. Yeah, Sidestone's okay. Because there's so much fighting and their jungler's been here like 2 or 3 times. Sidestone's probably a good call. I've been experimenting lately with rushing Ardent Censer even faster. Just getting a control ward. Just keeping a control ward always up. And just using my yellow wards. Pretty good so far. I mean, it's just a farm off. That's, you know, just not a lot you can do other than just farm in this lane. Okay, good. Rushing Oasis. I don't like that. I don't like that. You need to get your tier 2 gold item, especially in a lane that's just a farm off. You want to be getting your gold rolling in as fast as you can. So if you had enough for your tier 2, I would definitely do it. That's a lot of extra gold. Okay, you see Skarner, or Skarner top. It's so hard to fight Sivir in lane 2 because she's just gonna push you in, so you're gonna have to fight through minions if you want to push her. And if you try to engage on her, she's gonna spell shield your engage, and or she's just gonna run out. She's mismanaging her mana a little bit here. She's using Q also. She really should just be using her W. Yeah, don't do that. Fortunately, I mean... Okay, you're gonna get a kill on her probably, right? Misfortune doesn't have mana. She used too much mana farming. She has her ult, right? Yep, she has her ult. She just wasted too much mana. It's a good ideas. I mean, they really should not be in a position to die, but the Janna is stepping a little too far forward. Quite a lot. Okay, watch out, Rek'Sai, Rek'Sai. Okay, good job. I mean, you're managing the lane very well so far. Like, you can't... The only thing I would say, like, the big thing is, like, don't try to go up. Because she could have gotten... Sivir could have gotten more mana right there. So, yeah, I mean, you're just... You're not going to catch her. I know Sivir can be infuriating sometimes. Well, all the time. She's a very pesky champion. She forces farm-offs, and she's really good at farm-offs, so... I mean, there's a reason I think she's the most powerful ADC on this patch. Okay, y'all might have him here, right? Or is she gonna ult? No, nice. That was a... She was way too greedy. Okay, good grab. Where were you? What were you doing? Oh, you were just low. Okay, that was tricky. Good try. What you got? Oasis... I would go with Ninja Tap. Well,
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Yeah, Mobies are probably fine here. Typically, I go with Ninja Tabi. Yeah, typically I'll go with Ninja Tabi because armor scales so well with Taric, and you're gonna have to take a beating. But Moby boots are probably okay. Nice catch. Shield the Skarner if you can. Heal him. You gotta heal? Okay. Ward over this wall. So a good trick if you're running and people might be rotating, so their mid laner could in theory be coming. Katarina's missing. Oh, there she is. But she could have been coming down this way and like jumped over Blast Planet and tried to make a play on you guys. Just ward over this wall. So like when you're on the run, just like drop a ward here and then just keep running. That way you at least know if she's coming. You can maybe try to play around it. Okay, that was a good sequence. Yeah, just fight him. Good stuff. You need to be buying okay, you do have a control ward. This is getting a little brazen. Y'all need to leave. Just leave. Swain in theory has teleport. He already used it, but did you know he used it? If you didn't know that he used it, you don't need to do that, because if Swain like teleports behind, like on this tower or on a minion or something while y'all are doing that, and like Katarina roams down and jumps over on this blast plant, it's going to be a catastrophe. So y'all were pretty lucky that Kat was in base. I think she might have been dead, and that Swain didn't teleport down. I mean, if you're tracking his timers, if you knew Swain didn't have teleport, if you knew Katarina backed, then excellent. That was a really good map management. But if you didn't know the status of Swain's teleport, and you didn't know where Katarina was, then you should not have done it. Y'all dove back there twice, and they didn't punish you for it, so. It worked out pretty well, but that's probably a situation where you need to be pinging your team back, and like ping, especially the second time, ping your team back and ping the cooldown on your ult. Also ping Swain and Cat. Just like ping Swain and Cat and back. Question mark middle. Maybe Cat was dead and I just missed that, but it looked like she was alive when I looked. I don't know where she was or what she was doing, but if you knew, like I said, if you knew Cat was dead and if you knew Swain didn't have teleport, it's good. But otherwise, oh, excuse me, it's questionable. Questionable. Okay, good stun. Is she not gonna ult? What? She has mana. Wait, her ult's up. Oh no, it's not. Had like 3 seconds or something. Or is it? I can't tell. No, it looks like it's up. Am I crazy? Okay, no, it wasn't. Yeah, it had like 5 seconds on it. Okay, so that was pretty good timing. Good plays, good plays. Hey, thanks for the sub. What are you getting now? Okay, you're getting Ardent Sensor. Okay. Yeah, you need to get in here and put wards all up in here. Too dangerous to go there. Ward here. Ward over this wall. Like, sometimes you can't get perfect wards, but you need to get some wards in here. So, like, some little tricks, some places you could put a ward is you can drop a ward over this wall. At least you see this hallway. If you can't get to it. If you're too scared to go in here, someone might be in here, you can always, like, ward over this wall into this bush. You can ward over this wall, like, right here and get vision of this. So, a lot of times you can't get perfect vision because it's just scary because they could be there. But you need to get some vision. And I'm guilty of doing this too. But you need to get some vision, even if it's imperfect. So just like ward this. Heck, even just ward here if you need to. Just something to give you a little more vision of this area. If you're going to be pushed up that far. So I'm going to say ward more. Even if imperfect. Okay. Let's do a status check here. Alright, so Swain's pretty strong. Rek'Sai's strong. On your team is pretty evenly distributed. Everybody's about equal. Similar in farm. No one has a huge lead. Okay, y'all need to get out of there. Yeah, good turn, good turn. Okay. Dragon's up in another minute or so. This is a great place to put a pink. You got one? You do not have one. Okay. Yeah, start buying some more pinks. This is a great place because if this is warded, first of all, people will come up here and face check that all the time to try to drop a ward here. But it gives you control over Dragon. So if you have a pink there... Okay, good. So you can get a stun? Okay, good stun, good stun. It keeps them from getting wards in here a lot of times. It just puts fear in their hearts, because they don't know what's, like, around here. So right now, especially for Dragon, you need to ward here, you need to ward, like, here, so you can get vision of this whole place. And you need to, like, eventually transition your pink to over here. Especially because this is Infernal. No, y'all need to back up now, now, now. Go get Infernal. While this wave's pushed in, this is perfect. Because they can't really contest you. If you die right here, they're going to get Infernal, though. You canceled that early. Okay, that's fine. I guess just get tower. Okay, great stun. Don't chase her, don't chase her. Just run. Just go get Infernal. Go get Infernal. Go get Infernal. Tell him to back. Go get Infernal. Don't back. Get it. Get it. People are dead. The Rek'Sai's dead. That's a mistake. You need to go get Infernal while Rek'Sai's dead. Because now, like, yes, you get to back and heal, but she also gets to potentially get there in time. Especially because there's 2 plants right here. Yeah, you need to be there with him. You need to corral him, get them all there. Like, it worked out this time, but in theory, like, they may have been able to put someone down here to, like, stall for the Rek'Sai. You just need to get this done whenever you can get it. I think the ideal play there would have been, when you had this push into the tier 2, just back up and go get Infernal right there. Like, it did work out. You're able to dive because no one was there to help. Like, their Katarina might have been dead, but Rek'Sai wasn't there. It worked out, but I think pushing to the tier 2 there, and then just going to get the dragon would have been a better play. This Rek'Sai is just... he's not making some smart decisions lately. Okay, so I'm going to say be more careful with dives. It's like the 3rd dive that I remember where your team's just like really going hard behind towers, and they're not punishing it for you this game. They did punish you that time. How did that even get started? They're not punishing you this game, but they will in future games, so you need to be aware of that. Be a little bit more conservative with your play around towers. You need to ward here, you need to ward here right now. They don't flank you. Ward, ward. Too close. Too close. Don't get too close to them. Run, 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 run. No, 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 no. Getting that stun is okay, but you need to run. This is why Moby Boots are also problematic. Because Taric is such a... he doesn't have very good roaming. It is good for helping you set up wards, but he's not like a world-renowned like ganker on roams. Taric. And like in actual combat like that, you have to get close to melee to try to reset your cooldowns. And Moby's drop down to tier 1 boot speed in combat, so obviously that's not great. That's why I think that having Ninja Tabi so you always have that tier 2 speed, or having Boots of Swiftness so that you can really reposition in fights, is typically better. Okay. So now everyone's starting to die. You gotta rein this in. You guys should have gotten Rift Herald at some point in there. What time is it? 25. Let me see. When could you have done it? Go back to live here in a second. Okay, so that tower's not down. Okay, so this is first dragon. You see Katarina bottom. Okay, after that kill, you need to go... well, getting tower's fine too. Get this tower. Okay, that was a dive. That's that questionable dive I was mentioning. Okay, yeah, get this. Okay, everybody back now. Back. You need to push this in. And then back and go get Rift Herald right now. Yeah. Back. You have these 2 towers down, dragons down, Herald. This is where you guys should be getting Herald. So you, instead of running down here... well, Sivir is pushing. Okay, so you come down here, match her, get a couple kills, whatever, and then run up there now. Run, 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 run. Yeah, instead of chasing, you could have gone up there and gotten Herald. Probably. It's tight. The timing's really tight. You were doing productive stuff during that time, but I don't know. That's okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and speed back to where we were. Around 25 minutes. Okay, so this is where they picked off top lane. Alright, so you need to get people together. push this up. You need to have wards around Baron area. There are a couple there. What is that, Scuttle? No, it's this thing. Okay. I didn't realize it gave you vision for the whole time. What? Oh, no, I'm stupid. There's a ward there. What am I thinking? Okay, it's a bad fight, because 2 of your people aren't there. Had that happen. Okay, so you see 2 people bot. You see Sivir, or 2 people top. You see Sivir bot. No, 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 no. No, no. Y'all need to leave. No. You only see 2 people here, but you don't know where anyone is because you don't have wards. Enough wards. You do have some wards, but... You don't want to do that because, like, the worst case scenario is they all show up like they did. The best case scenario is maybe you get 1 kill, but in the worst case, they get a tower and multiple kills. So it's not really a good gamble. You knew your team was going to get top tower because they didn't have 2 people up there, so just take the free thing. Just take the win. Take the tower, and don't be too greedy to try to get kills and towers, because you knew you were like... Just think about this logically. Let's go back to this moment really quick. I want to pause here, because I think this is something that happens a lot of times, and I'm guilty of it too. Okay, let's look logically at this map right now. Okay? Malzahar's bot. Malzahar's not even with you. Malzahar's bottom. I think you saw Sivir pushing up bottom. Yes, okay. So you know Sivir's bottom. You haven't seen anyone else down there. It's unlikely there's going to be anyone else down there. Because you know Sivir's going to farm. And just anyone else down there would be a waste of time. Right? So top lane is low. Very low. You have 2 people dedicated to top. That's also a mistake, but it is what it is. Right? So Miss Fortune should be with your team middle. And Kayle should be pushing top. But that's not what's happening. So sometimes you can't live in the ideal world. You have to live in the world that you're actually in. In the world you're actually in... is right now, you only have 2 people in the middle, you have 2 people top, and you have 1 person kind of in limbo here, sort of just wandering around. You only see 1 of them, so there's only 2 places that they could really be, right? I mean, I guess they could be in base, but just think logically. Like, you don't see anyone top, so no one's split pushing up here. There might be 1 person at this tower, maybe. Maybe there's 1 person at this tower. But they're unlikely to try to defend this because it's so low. They might. But it would only be 1 person tops. You see 1 person bot. There's not going to be anyone else down here. The Sivir's just going to farm this by herself. There's no point in anyone else being down here. So that means there's... And there's 1 person middle. That means there's 3 people unaccounted for. So the best case scenario right now is this is going to be a 3-on-3 middle. Right? So... And Malzahar is going to be late. So it's going to be you, Skarner, and Taric against Katarina and the other 3 people. Or the other 2 people. At a minimum. Because they're only going to have 1 top, 1 bottom. So 3 people are somewhere. They don't even have buffs right now. It's only blue and red. So they're going to be somewhere. And the most likely place they're going to be is like right around just here. Like walking to middle. Or like maybe farming raptors or... wolves. They're going to be around this area. So going in, it looks like Katarina's free because she's isolated, but you got to take that extra step and realize that always just think, what if? What if they show up and fight right now? And you're not ready for that. Okay, there is Rek'Sai. So now you've got a 2-on-2 at best. Okay, there's Swain and Malzahar. So now you've got your 3-on-3. But there still is 1 person unaccounted for. And there's your 4-on-3. Okay, so there's Janna. So they were right around here, just rotating through. And now they've got you. Now you have to run. It's 4-on-3. You gotta run. Kayle and Miss Fortune are 2 of your best team fighters also. Y'all have to get out of here. So that's why they're gonna kill you all right now. Whereas if you would have just hung out at the tower, they would have gotten the top tower for free. And you would have gotten a free tower out of it. And you would have preserved middle. But the most likely place they're going to go is middle, because that's the easiest place. Like, they're not going to be able to push through the 2 people top. Sivir was already bottom, so the only place they logically would want to be at that moment is middle. And it showed on the map, because no one was top, and only Sivir was bottom. Okay, so Kayle rolls up, kind of saves the day here. So she's late, but she's there. Okay, so I just wanted to break that down because that's something that happens a lot, I think, is you have to be able to see what is unseen. And I talk about that in several of my guides. But you have to think logically, where are they going to be? And, you know, where do they want to be just sort of strategically at that moment? Like, where's the best place for their team to be? It was middle, and then what makes the most sense based on the map information that you have, which is nobody's top, only Sivir's bottom. The only place where 4 of them could be is middle. Right here, he got caught. They have nothing else to do. So they're just gonna gang up and just walk around. Goon squad. Now they're probably gonna kill Miss Fortune. But she gets away. But yeah, you need to run. You need to get out of there. No, 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 no. Well, you've got Kayle coming up late. And that worked out. But you were already down a person. That could have been a 5v4. Someone on their team's just goofing around, like not grouping up though. Who is it? Rek'Sai? She's probably like farming wolves or something. So y'all got kind of lucky there, I think. When in doubt, count it out. That's what I say. Count the dots on the map. And the ones that aren't accounted for, just assume they're going to be somewhere close. When in doubt, count it out. If 3 blue dots are missing, and you know 2 of your red dots are not there, you know, there's a high probability it's going to be an uneven fight. Not in your favor. Because you know where your team is, you just don't know where their team is. You should know where your team is. Like, you should watch and just say, okay, if we have two people missing, it's probably going to be an outnumbered fight. Okay. Alright, good. So that worked out. Yeah, you did complete your locket. It's pretty good. Pretty good overall. I like that. I thought you played it. You landed a lot of clutch stuns. You did a pretty good job in lane. I think a lot of it was just these macro considerations, like diving too much. Okay, so I'll say be careful with engages with unknowns. Too many unknowns. Okay, so the biggest things were in lane, auto minions in lane to lower your CD if safe. Don't try to stun Sivir with your E if she has shield. So if she has spell shield, just don't do it. You're just going to give her free mana. Ward more even if in imperfect areas. So yeah, like I said, sometimes you can't get those perfect wards, like those perfect deep wards in their jungle, but you just need to ward somewhere. So just ward over walls. You just have to, just anything that can give you vision, you need to open up vision more in a lot of these places. So, let me pull up the League map real quick. So if you look at the League map here, So, like, when you were bot side, as I said, when your team was diving, or even just when you guys were trying to push the tier 2, just ward over this wall. Like, this wall, or this wall, or this wall, just somewhere. Like, it was too dangerous for you to run in here with Katarina running around to try to get, like, a ward here and here. You know, kind of some of these, like, quintessential perfect areas. But you could have warded over here, this wall, just to get a bit of vision here. And you probably could have warded, like, at least in here. Like, over this wall, like here, or like here. But, like, even if you can't get it in perfect spots, or, you know, in other situations where they might have a more dominant bot lane, like they might really put a pink ward in this tri-bush to contest, and they're just constantly clearing out this tri-bush. Good places to ward. After you push in, if you kill them once or twice, you can ward here and then over this wall here, and it still gives you vision of this area, and no one ever checks that. So they can have a pink ward here, and they think that you don't know where they are, then you have 2 wards here, and you've got it covered. Or you can walk in over here and just ward over this wall and this little walkway, if you can't control the tri-bush. So I think those are all good options. But yeah, you just need to drop wards in more places in general. Just whenever you're walking somewhere, just don't forget to just drop some wards. Make sure you never go back to base with ward charges on your Oasis. Just constantly have 3 wards on the map, and don't be afraid to reset them if you need to move forward a little bit. Okay, so the other thing was be more careful with dives. Okay, assume that the jungle and the mid are coming if missing. So I'd have to go back and watch again. I don't think you knew where the jungler was. The jungler may have been bot in that. I would venture to guess you didn't know the teleport status on Swain. Maybe you did. I didn't see anyone ping it, the timer on it. And Katarina was missing for a while, and Blast Cone was up. So, you know, they could have collapsed when y'all were diving down here. You dove bot twice. One time you even went this far, and Katarina was missing for a very long time. Now, it turns out she had backed, and she was just walking up lane. But if she had just been, like, over here farming raptors, or just, you know, anywhere, just out of sight here, then she could have rotated down and jumped over this wall and potentially killed some people. Especially if Rek'Sai comes with her over the wall, or Swain, like, TPs right here and, like, collapses. It could have been really bad. So if they collapsed and killed, you know, 3 of you and then got the dragon instead, that would have been a game-swinging change. So I think just instead of diving, just get this tower. And the second time down here, so you dove once, I think twice on the tier 1, and you dove on the tier 2. And you never got punished for it. The tier 2, where I was saying once it was pushed in, you should have just gone to go get the Infernal. Y'all dove, I think, the support right here and chased someone else. Swain didn't punish you with the teleport. Katarina didn't rotate down. So y'all got pretty lucky. I'm not even sure if Swain used his TP anywhere except for in lane all game. But that's something that you need to be aware of, is with dives, you need to have really good vision, you need to have knowledge of teleports, and you need to be very careful if the mid laner's missing. So be aware of that, and then where do they want to be? So I explained this in depth. I'm not going to go into that again, but I just explained a little bit ago. You need to be thinking, where do they want to be? So tactically, where do they want to be on the map at that point? Do they want to be contesting Dragon? Do they want to contest Baron? Do they want to try to finish off mid lane? They just got Baron. Where do they want to go? Do they want to go top lane to finish off the last tier 2? Do they just want to try to run it up middle and finish off the half health tower? You'd be thinking, where does the enemy want to be tactically right now? What did they want to be doing? Think of it from their point of view. And then where are they likely to be based on vision? So as I showed before, no one was top lane. Only Sivir was bot lane. So there's 4 MIA, or one of them was middle lane. So there's 3 MIA on a mid lane tower, tier 1 that had half health. The most likely place they're going to go is that mid tier 1 tower. So you have to anticipate when you run up for that engage, you have to know they're going to show up, right? So you can't be surprised by that. You have to say, okay, they're going to be here, and then that's where they are. So I think these are the biggest things to help you out. Overall, I think your fighting was pretty good. Your positioning was pretty good. Sometimes you went in a little bit close to try to get some of those autos. I remember that one time middle lane, you tried to get a couple autos in there. You know, don't do that. Don't risk your life just to get a little bit lower CDs on your abilities. But other than that, it was good. You hit a lot of clutch stuns. You're able to save people quite a lot. So I thought this was a very good game overall. It's just the macro stuff, right? So it's just warding a little bit more, being more careful with dives. And I know a lot of those things aren't your ideas probably. You probably weren't pinging people to dive, but you need to be pinging people back. Like, ping back, ping Swain teleport, ping Katarina missing, just ping a bunch of stuff. Cat missing, jungle missing, teleport, ping that your ult's on cooldown. Just ping a bunch of stuff. Just ping as many different things as you can, and, like, just tell them to get the tower. So they might do it anyways. They may not listen, but they need to hear your voice of reason at least. Some people will listen if you make a good argument. So anyways, that's going to be it. Thank you very much. As always, I really appreciate the donation. Truly, I do. So thank you, and I'll see everybody next time.